You're listening to the Why Boarding School podcast, broadcasting around the world. Join us as we promote independent boarding schools throughout the United States and Canada with our invited guests. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jeffrey Quebec.
Welcome to the Why Boarding School podcast. I'm Jeff Quebec, and today I'm joined by the Director of Enrollment Management at Westover School, Middlebury, Connecticut, Tianna Lall-Emard. Welcome, Tianna. It's great to have you here today.
Thank you so much, Jeff. I'm very happy to be here.
Westover School was founded in 1909 to, quote, provide young women with a liberal education in the community which would contribute to the development of their character, independence, and sense of responsibility. Today, Westover continues to educate an all-girls-centered environment guided by the vision of the school's founder. Tianna, perhaps you can start off by giving our audience a brief overview of the number of students at Westover School, the grades you offer, where the students come from, etc.
Sure, Jeff. So currently, Westover has about 160 students on campus, and we offer grades 9 through 12. And we are very fortunate enough that our students are coming from various parts of the country and the world. So we have 25 countries represented within our student body, and various states represented as well.
And what is the academic curriculum like at Westover School?
So our academic curriculum is very much reflective of what students can expect within a U.S. college system. And so we do have some requirements that our students have to do over the course of their 4 years here, but we try to give them as much flexibility and fluidity with the curriculum for exploration as possible. We want our students to instill a love for learning, and so when they come into their 9th grade year, they will take those general courses in English, math, science, and history, and then as they get older, they get to opt into more of our fun courses and our electives. So this year, for example, we're offering botany as one of our electives. We've offered astronomy in the past. We've had fiction writing. So our students have really had opportunities to be curious and engaging with the curriculum.
And Tianna, can you talk a little bit about Westover's Teaching and Learning Center for Academic Engagement?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So our teaching and learning center at Westover was designed as a way to provide our students with additional support both in and outside of the classroom. And so that center houses our support for students who have any documented accommodations. But really, if a student is coming and is looking to set some really healthy study skills, if they're seeking a space for study, or if they're looking for additional support, then that is a safe space that students can come in and use that. And we keep the space open pretty late in the evening time as well. So it is a proctored study room for our students who are just looking for some extra help. And so most of our students at some point over their 4 years at Westover will utilize that service.
Oh, that's wonderful. And can you tell me a little about the visual and performing arts offerings?
Yeah, so our performing arts program is absolutely amazing, Jeff. And as someone who has a background in the performing arts, I'm always mesmerized by the work that our students are doing both off and on stage. So our performing arts program comprises of dance and theater as our two main offerings. So within our dance, we have some really, really strong dancers who have come through Westover over the last few years and who have gone on to pursue dance in college. And so with dance, we offer jazz, contemporary, hip hop. Some years we will vary the offerings depending on what students are interested in. So this year, for example, we had a 9th grader who pretty active member of the community, had an interest in tap, and so she was able to work with a guest tap artist to come to campus and do a community tap dance course. So we do dance performances throughout the year, and then for theater, we have 2 performances. Typically, it's a drama and a musical. And the really cool thing about our theater program is that our students who flourish on stage have the opportunity to audition for some of these amazing productions. And then if you have a student who is more of a behind the scenes, we do have a wood shop room, so all of our sets are designed by students. We have lighting and sound design all done by our students as well.
That's great. It really seems student-centered, especially as you mentioned, like with the dance, the idea they can have those variables based upon the interests of the students. That's awesome.
Absolutely. And for many of our students, when they come to Wester, they've had little to no exposure to the performing arts, but they jump right in, and many of them continue to do it over the course of their 4 years here.
Very nice. And are there any special signature programs that are offered at Westover?
Yes, so we have a couple of signature programs. So we have our Women in Science and Engineering program. So we were one of the first schools to offer this program in the early 90s. And so we really saw this as an opportunity to provide young women with a space to take really rigorous coursework in a field that is historically underrepresented with women. So many of our students will opt into the WISE program, and they'll start it in their 9th grade year. Every student that comes to Westover will take the first course in the sequence of the WISE program. And then after they take that course, they can decide whether they want to continue with that designation or not. It's a 4-year program, so they'll take 4 years of rigorous courses, and they all range between AP Computer Science. We have an Architectural Engineering class. Those courses can cycle out as well, depending on interests. Something about the Westover courses we offer, just in a general sense, is that we try to really adapt to what is current and what is going on in the real world. And so our teachers are very adept to creating curriculum that is going to be very relevant for our students when they leave Westover. So with our WISE program, our students will take those 4 years and then they graduate with that WISE designation. And when applying to colleges, many of the colleges in the U.S. recognize Westover's WISE designation as something that is really compelling for our students.
And I imagine, too, having that foundation as a high school student really helps guide the students as far as their interests and what they may or may not want to pursue at the next level.
Absolutely. And as a college preparatory school, that is what we strive to do, is to give our students opportunities to be really exploratory so that when they leave here, they have a somewhat firm understanding of what they want to do next.
So how about athletics, Tianna? Is every student required to play a sport each season? And also, what are some of the athletic offerings that Westover has?
So not every student is required to do athletics. We do offer a block in our schedule called the afternoon activities block, and that is Monday through Friday after classes. And so our students can opt to do an athletic offering during that afternoon activities block, but they could also do performing arts. So dance and theater can fulfill that requirement too. For our sports, we offer 3 seasons, fall, winter, and spring. And so we offer everything ranging from volleyball, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, tennis. We offer squash. It's one of our highlighted athletic programs here. So we have some of the top squash players in the country. And for many of our international students who are coming to play squash, they are the top players within their country as well. So I don't know about you, Jeff. I did not know about squash before coming to Westover. And so I was absolutely mesmerized by the sport. And it is fascinating to watch our students compete at such a high level.
It's the Wildcats, right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, go Wildcats.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, Tianna, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation about the Westover School in Middlebury, Connecticut.
Do you have any questions or guests that you'd like to see on an upcoming Why Boarding School podcast? You can contact us directly through our website at whyboardingschool.com. Now, back to our show.
Welcome back to the Why Boarding School podcast. I'm Jeff Quebec, and today I'm joined by the Director of Enrollment Management from the Westover School in Middlebury, Connecticut, Tianna Lall-Emard. And Tianna, as we continue our conversation, can you share with our audience what is a typical school day like at Westover School?
Sure. So our schedule is a rotating schedule. And so depending on the day, classes will start anywhere between 8 and 9 a.m. And our Wednesday blocks are half of school day of classes, and then we dedicate the rest of that afternoon for the afternoon activities to give our students the opportunity to compete athletically, or if they have a longer dance or theater rehearsals, then they can do that. We try to give our students, again, as much flexibility as possible with the schedule. And so when they're in classes, it's very similar to a college schedule. They're not in classes from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. For some of our students, they may have 1 to 2 classes a day, and some may have 3 to 4. It's really to give them control of their time and to teach them a really deep and level sense of independence so that when they go on to college, they have a true understanding of how to manage their time.
And so how about the weekends at Westover School? What are they like? Are there events on campus, or perhaps you have different activities, or maybe the clubs have meetings, or perhaps there's trips off campus? How does that work?
So on the weekends, we offer quite a few things. So we do have on and off campus events that happen. For our on campus, we are part of a consortium. And so sometimes we will have members of our consortium schools come to campus and participate. If we're doing a student dance or a cultural event, we try to invite as many people as possible. And then we have your typical shuttles to Target, CVS, Chipotle, which is a very popular one here. Something else worth noting is that this year we started what we call the Westover Institute, and this was designed to reinvigorate a love for learning while removing the pressure of academic performance for our students. And so what that looks like is that we run 4-week sessions throughout the year, and these courses are interest-based. And so we've had classes this year ranging between public speaking to needle arts. We had a course on the legality of stealing art that was taught by a Westover alum, class of 2016, who recently graduated law school. And so what we have found is our students absolutely love this Saturday programming because it's a pass-fail course, so they don't have to worry about getting a letter grade for the class. It is listed on their transcript, so it shows versatility of the courses that they're engaging in at Westover. And it's just a really fun, energy-filled environment here on the Saturdays.
I was going to say, how do I sign up? It sounds awesome.
Yes, and Jeff, we've had families touring campus on Saturdays as well. And so for them, it's been really engaging to see just the school come to life on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, very nice. Mm-hmm. How about the meals at Westover? Are they sit down? Are they buffet? Are they required? How does that work?
So we offer meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So regardless of whether a student is a boarder or a day student, they are welcome to opt into any of those 3 meals. Generally, throughout the week, they are buffet style. Most of our students will sit in the dining hall for all 3 meals, and it's a great way to build community. It's a no phone zone in the dining hall because, again, that's just a way to get our students to really connect in the moment. And then we do have community dinners throughout the semester that are themed. So we have our Lunar New Year community dinner coming up for our students who celebrate Lunar New Year. And it's a great way to get everyone together into a space and engage in conversation with one another.
Yeah, I think it's so important to have that no phone zone, especially in the dining hall, and create those connections and have those relationships and those wonderful conversations.
Absolutely.
And how about dorm life? What's dorm life like at Westover?
So about 70% of our students live within the dorms at Westover. I will say, as someone who worked in the university setting, coming to Westover, the dorms here are pretty massive. They're bigger than any of the other dorms at any of the other schools that I've worked at. And we keep our rooms to 2 students per dorm. They get 3 closets. I'm talking massive walk-in closets. The beauty of this place, I know in the beginning you talked about our history, being a school that was founded in 1909. We were founded by 2 visionary women who very intentionally designed this school to house community in a physical sense. So everything happens in one main building at Westover. Our students live, eat, and go to classes in generally one main building. And so the building that I'm in right now, the first floor and second floor are most of our offices and classrooms. And then part of the second and all of the third floor are our dorms. And so a Westover student can roll out of bed at 7:50 and make it on time for the 8 o'clock class. So, but it contributes to that tight community feel here of having our students live in this space too.
Is there an advisor system at Westover? And if so, how does that work?
Yes, so every student prior to their arrival, they are assigned an advisor. And so this advisor will be in communication with them throughout the summer before they start. And this is their trusted adult. So they will work with them to register for classes, assist them if there's any academic challenge, advocate for them. I think what's really unique about Westover too is the advisor is also with the student outside of the academic setting too. So if there are any social challenges, they will help the student to navigate that. And I think the timing of your question is perfect because Westover is working in collaboration with Challenge Success. And so we sent out a school-wide survey to all of our students in the fall. We just got those results back. And so 83% of our students have identified a trusted adult at Westover, which is much higher than the national average. And it's just a true testament to our advisory program and that feeling of a sense of belonging here.
That's certainly a tribute to your faculty and staff there. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Would
you say, Tianna, is there a typical Westover school student?
See, that's tough. I don't think there is a typical student. I will say, as we are reading applications right now, what we look for is a student who has potential. So you don't have to be where you want to be at the end of, we're not expecting folks to be fully fledged human beings. They're 12, 13 years old, right? What we're looking for is that potential of growth. So how have they done over the course of their middle school years? What do their teachers have to say about them? What do their parents and guardians have to say about them? Is that someone who could come to Westover and flourish and continue to demonstrate that level of growth? So I don't know if that answers your question necessarily.
That's great.
We're not looking for one specific type, and I think that's what makes Westover so unique.
Very nice. So, Tianna, are there any cool traditions at Westover School that may be unique from other schools? Or perhaps there's that one tradition that you hope always remains part of the school?
That's tricky. We have so many traditions here at Westover.
Nice.
And most of them are secret. And so
Is there one that's not secret you can share with us?
Yes. Yes, I can. So we have a tradition called Orchard, and it's the day before graduation. And it signifies a celebration of our seniors. And so it's similar to an awards ceremony. And so our seniors have the opportunity to wear something that makes them comfortable, makes them feel special. And so a lot of our students, what they do is they wear cultural wear from their countries. And then they get to march in, and then they're celebrated by the underclassmen who are wearing unis, which are the school's original uniforms. And so it's a beautiful ceremony. It happens outside. And again, it's just a really great way of acknowledging all of the hard work our students have done over the course of the year.
Certainly seems quite powerful and something I assume the alumni take with them and share their stories and memories when they come back to campus.
Absolutely. And that is what's so cool about the traditions here is that regardless of whether you graduated in 1960 or 2025, those traditions keep you connected. You will meet alums all over the world at Westover, and oftentimes the first question they'll ask is, were you a West or were you an Over, which is our spirit teams that each student is assigned to when they come here.
So the spirit's alive and well at Westover School.
Yes.
So, Tianna, before we speak about admissions, is there anything about Westover School that we didn't discuss today you'd like to mention?
Yes. So another program that we offer this year in addition to the Westover Institute is the Oxford tutorial model. So it is modeled based off of Oxford University. And the way we have adapted it at Westover is that we have designated a block of time each day in our schedule where there are no classes going on. It is a block of time where students are given the opportunity to conference with their teachers. And it's been really effective this year because it removes the pressure of the student having to figure out their schedule or find a time that works best with their teacher. It's consistent, and it gives them a chance to not only do some individual practice with a teacher, but we've had students go in groups and do group study with their teachers as well. Again, it's for us, our faculty is a key strength. And so continuing to foster that relationship between our students and faculty and giving them an opportunity to advocate themselves in taking really adventurous and rigorous courses, that Oxford tutorial model has been really instrumental for us.
So, Tianna, if someone's interested in Westover School, how might they go about starting the admissions process?
So what I would recommend is you can either go on our website under our admission page, and we have a new website, and so it will very clearly demonstrate the steps that you would take to apply. But what I would say is that you would want to go ahead and fill out an inquiry form, and that way we will get your information, and then a member of the admission team will be in communication with you on next steps. We do use the SAO application, and so you can find us on there, and we try to make the process as streamlined and as easy as possible for students and their families.
And that's great. And so what is Westover's website address?
It's www.westoverschool.org.
Simple. westoverschool.org.
Yes.
Well, Tianna, this is great. I've enjoyed our conversation, learning more about Westover School. Thank you very much. I certainly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Tianna Lall-Emard, Director of Enrollment Management at Westover School in Middlebury, Connecticut.
Thank you for listening to the Why Boarding School podcast. We look forward to you joining us for our next episode. Please remember to subscribe to the Why Boarding School podcast and help us spread the word. Until next time.